Good morning, students. In this session, we will be starting with our first chapter, that is linear equation in two variables. Let us quickly have a look at the content outline of the chapter. In this chapter, we will be learning two new methods of finding solution to linear equation in two variables, that is graphical method and Cramer's method. Then we are also going to apply the knowledge and solve few word problems based on this, that is application of simultaneous equations, right? Okay, so let us start with the chapter. Before we do that, let us quickly revise the concept of linear equation in one variable, which we have already learned in lower standards. Now coming to the terms that are used here, the word linear means the degree of the variable, the degree of the equation should be 1. Now I hope you remember this word degree. Degree means the order or the number to which the variable is raised to. In this case, it is raised to 1. Nothing written means it is raised to 1. So if the degree of the variable is 1, it is called as linear, and if one variable is used, it is called as linear equation in one variable. For example, now as you can see here example, 2x plus 6 is equal to 0. X is raised to 1. So degree is 1 and there is only one variable used here in this example. So it is linear equation in one variable. So if I want to generalize it, how will I write it? Ax plus b is equal to 0. Very important thing that this a should not be equal to 0. Why? Have you seen such equations where you can see 0x plus 3 is equal to 0? It is absurd. Why? Because 0 into any number will be 0. So what we will get? 3 is equal to 0, and that is not possible. So that is the reason it is important to mention that this coefficient of x should not be equal to 0. Whatever is the variable used, the coefficient should not be equal to 0. So this is what we have already learned. Now coming back to our chapter, let us understand few important concepts which we are going to use in this. Suppose I give you an example like 7x plus 3y minus 8 is equal to 0. Yes. Now what we need to understand in this? First thing, there are two variables used here, x and y. Degree is 1. Yes. So this is linear equation in two variables. Okay, let me give you one more example. Randomly any number minus 6x plus 0.5y minus 1 upon 2 is equal to 0. Now whether it is a decimal point or a fraction, it is not going to affect. What we need to check is that x and y, the degree should be 1. And one more important thing, that this number should not be equal to 0. Okay, so now if I want to generalize it, how will I write? That it is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. See, x and y are two variables used here. A, B, C are real numbers, and this a and b should be a non-zero real number, or it should not be equal to 0. Let us understand these important points. An equation of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. This is what I have explained you just now. This ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c are real numbers and a and b are not both 0, is called as linear equation in two variables. So this is the general form. Then next important point is, a linear equation in two variables has how many solutions? Infinitely many solutions. Many solutions. Every point on the line, if you are plotting it on the graph, so every point on the line, see this point, every point on the graph of linear equation is a solution of the linear equation. Yes, so that is the reason it is told that it is having infinitely many solutions, because a line is having infinitely many points on it, right? Next point, the graph of every linear equation in two variables is a straight line. This concept will be used when we will be learning graphical method. That time you will understand, whenever any line is plotted on the graph, it is always a straight line. And these 2 points you have already learned in 9th standard, that the graph of x is equal to a is a straight line parallel to y-axis, and y is equal to a is a straight line parallel to x-axis. Okay, so based on this concepts, whatever we have learned till now, I am going to continue further. With the help of few examples, we will try to understand how to find out whether a given equation is linear equation in two variables or no. First question is, 2x minus 3y is equal to 10. Now what are the important things I have told you to understand and remember? That the degree of x and y should be 1. Yes, it is. And there should be two variables used in it, x and y. Yes. So as all the conditions are satisfied and a and b are not equal to 0, they are 2 and minus 3, they are not equal to 0, therefore it is a linear equation in two variable. Okay, so only three things you have to check when you want to justify, when you want to find out whether any equation is linear equation in two variables or no. What are those two things? First thing, degree should be 1, two variables should be used, and the coefficient of the variables, that is x and y, should not be equal to 0. Okay, let us move to the next example. In this, if you know or if you remember the laws of indices, a raised 1 upon a raised to m is equal to a raised to minus m. This concept is used here. It is 7 upon x. When I want to take this x up, what will happen? It is actually 7 into 1 upon x. So when I will take this x up, it will become 7 into x raised to minus 1. Yes, same thing will happen to this also. It will become 5 into y raised to minus 1 is equal to 6. Now look at the degree of this. It is minus 1. Degree of the variables x and y is minus 1. So is it a linear equation in two variables? No. So we will conclude. So it is not a linear equation in two variables. I hope you have understood this. Such type of questions can be asked in exam for 2 marks, where you need to find out and justify yourself why it is a linear equation or why it is not a linear equation in two variables. Okay, right. After this, let us understand the methods of finding solution of simultaneous equations. Now this we have already started in 9th standard and covered a part of it, I should say. In 9th standard we have learned algebraic method. Yes, algebraic method we have already covered. That there we have learned two types that I am going to revise today. In addition to this, we will be learning graphical method and Cramer's method or Cramer's rule. Okay, algebraic method was again divided into two types, that is elimination method and substitution method. So in today's session I will be just revising this algebraic method which was already completed in 9th standard. So let us start with practice set 1.1. The first question: complete the following activity to solve the simultaneous equation. Right, now as you can see here, two equations are given to you. An activity is given in the textbook and you have to complete that activity in order to solve this. Now look at the coefficient of the first equation of y variable. It is plus 3. In the second equation it is minus 3. When they are same numbers with different sign, we always add it. Yes, so adding equation 1 and 2, what we are going to get is somewhat like this. See, this is an activity which is given in the textbook. So we will see the activity now. We are adding the two equations 1 and 2. Plus 3 and minus 3 will get cancelled. 5 plus 2 will give me 7x. 9 plus 12 is 21. So 7x is equal to 21. From there, x is nothing but 3. Then what we used to do? We used to substitute this in any of the equation, not particularly one, any of the equation. Since activity is given, we have to substitute in 1. After substituting, we get y as minus 2. Okay, so the solution of this simultaneous equation x comma y is nothing but 3 comma minus 2. Now this type of sums we have already learned. This we have just revised it once. Please make a note of all these things. We move to the next question now. Question number 2. Yes, from that first one, it is solve the simultaneous equation. Now have a look at the question. The question is 3a plus 5b is equal to 26 and a plus 5b is equal to 22. Okay, can you see this? Plus 5b and plus 5b. For this I have told you one rule or mantra to follow, that when it is same sign, subtract. Yes, whenever it is same number plus 5, they are having same sign, so always we will subtract. Okay, so let's see how it can be done. Subtracting, we will first number it as equation number 1 and 2 and then subtracting 2 from 1. When we are subtracting, I hope you know that we need to change the sign. So by changing the sign, we get here, just 1 minute, by changing the sign we get here plus 5 and minus 5, that can be cancelled. Yes, 3a minus a, that will become 2a, and 26 minus 22 is 4. So automatically one of the variable we are getting here as a is equal to 2. Okay, all this type of sums we have already done last year, so just a quick revision of all this. Now we have got one variable, we'll try to get the other one by substituting the value of a as 2 in equation 2 or 1, wherever you are comfortable you can substitute. So we get it as 2 plus 5b is equal to 22. 5b will be 22, shift this to this side, it will become minus 22 minus 2. So 5b is equal to 20, b is equal to 4. Now what is left? This is very important, even in board exam it carries marks. Writing the final answer, a comma b, that is 2 comma 4 is the solution of the given simultaneous equation. Now what is the method that we have used in this particular sum? Same, sign, subtract. If you see same number, same sign, you always subtract the two equations. Okay, so I hope this sum is clear to you. Moving on to the next question. This is the sixth one, particularly taken because many students get afraid with the fraction and all. I'll tell you an easy method to do it. First step, whenever fraction sums are given, you try to eliminate the fraction. Yes, now denominator you can see here 3. So my first step will be multiplying equation number 1 all the places by 3, all the terms by 3. Yes, so when I do that, what will happen? First thing, this 3 and 3 will get cancelled. So it will become x plus, again 3 into y will be 3y, and this 3 and 3 will get cancelled, it will be equal to 10. I hope you are understanding it, how I am getting that. Concept is try to get rid of the fraction part, the denominator part. So I am multiplying equation number 1 by 3. This is what I will get. Okay, same way when I come to equation number 2, as you can see here, it is having 4 in the denominator. So what I will do, my first step, I will multiply each terms by 4. First term by 4, second term by 4, even third term by 4. So 4 twos will become 8x, 4 and 4 will get cancelled here, it will be plus y, 11 upon 4 into 4 will get cancelled, it will become is equal to 11. This way I will get my equation number 2. Okay, so let's see this. Multiplying both sides by 3, both sides of equation number 1 by 3, this is what I get. X plus 3y is equal to 10. I have shown you the calculation also. Now this I am purposely going to solve by substitution method so that you get practice of even that. Substitution method, what is to be done? X is to be kept here, shift this 3y to the other side. So 10 minus 3y. Okay, number it as equation 1, or you can number it as 3 also. If you have numbered this 2 as 1 and 2, it can be numbered as 3. If not, you can start the sum from here, put it as equation number 1. Same way when I move to the next equation, as I have explained you, multiply throughout by 4, it will become 8x plus y is equal to 11. Now what is to be done if I want to solve it by substitution method? X value, that is 10 minus 3y, I will substitute here. Nothing else I will do. I will substitute x is equal to 10 minus 3y here in equation number 2. Okay, so see this. After substitution what we will get, just have a look here. It is x is equal to 10 minus 3y. Yes, I have substituted here. Remaining things as it is, plus y is equal to 11. Now open the bracket. 8 into 10, 80. 8 into minus 3y is minus 24. Plus y as it is, minus 24y, plus y as it is, and 11. Now this part can be simplified further. Yes, 80 minus 24y plus y is minus 23y. Correct? And this 80 is shifted to the other side. It will become minus 80. 11 minus 80. So minus 23y is equal to minus 69. Divide both the sides by minus 23y, or you just simply understand that I am shifting it here. So minus minus getting cancelled, 23 ones are and 23 threes are. So this way I will be getting y is equal to 3. First part of the sum is over. I have got the value of y as 3. Now what I have to do? I need to get the value of x also. So I will substitute here y value as 3 and immediately I will get the value of x. I hope you are understanding it. So substituting y is equal to 3 in equation 1. See, I told you I am going to substitute y here as 3. So this will be 10 minus 3 into 3. This is what is written here. So 10 minus 9, that is 1. So value of x and y is equal to 1, 3. is the solution of the given simultaneous equations. So this sum we have done by substitution method. I hope everything you have recollected and you will solve sums based on this. Yes. So make a note of all these things very quickly. We move on to the next question. The next question is an important type. Why? Because this type of sums, if it is asked in exam, it can be asked for 3 or 4 marks. Just have a look at this. It is 99x plus 101y is equal to 499. 101x plus 99y is equal to 501. Right? Now what is important to understand in this? Important to understand is these terms. This is 99. Cross term again is 99. Yes? Then have a look at the cross terms of the other variable also. This is 101. Again this is 101. Yes? So if the cross terms are identical, okay, if the cross terms are identical, the rule to be followed is addition, addition, subtraction and addition. ASA. This is not at all test of geometry, that is angle side angle. Algebra it is addition, subtraction and addition. Very easy type of sum. Even though the coefficients used are so big, do not get afraid. When you have this cross terms identical, 99 and 99 here and 101 and 101 here, so always try to use this method, that is addition, subtraction and addition. Now what is that? I'll just number these two equations as equation number 1 and 2. Then I will add these two equations, subtract these two equations and again finally add. Let's see. When I add these two equations, what I'll get? See, I have numbered it as equation number 1 and equation number 2. Okay. So adding 1 and 2. What we will get? When I add these two equations, we will get 200x plus 200y is equal to 1000. Now what is to be done? Let us reduce it. Solving with such bigger numbers will always be difficult. So as you can see here, 200 is a common factor. I can divide throughout this equation by 200. When I divide it, I will get it as x plus y is equal to 5. Okay. I hope you are understanding it, that 1000 upon 200 is 5. Okay. So now I have added this. ASA I have told you, I have finished addition. Now what is to be done? I have to subtract. Again take the same two equations as it is. Subtracting equation 2 from 1. Okay. Now when we are subtracting, I hope you know and you remember, we change the sign of the second equation which is written down. So we are changing the sign of all the terms. After changing the sign, what are we going to get? 99 minus 199x minus 101x. Yes, minus is 101 is a greater number, so it will be minus 2x plus 2y is equal to, now see this, 499 minus 501. 501 minus 499 is 2, but since 501 is a greater number and it is having a minus sign, so it is minus 2. As you can see, 2 is common throughout, so we are going to divide throughout by 2. What are we going to get? Minus x plus y is equal to minus 1. Put it as equation number 4. Now two parts are over here. Once we have added the equations, once we have subtracted the equation, last part I have told you, ASA. Again I need to add. For what should I add? I am going to add equation 3 and 4 together. Okay. So that is the last part of the sum. So adding equation 3 and 4, what are we going to get? This is equation 3, x plus y is equal to 5. Equation 4 is minus x plus y is equal to minus 1. Add it. X and minus x will get cancelled. 2y is equal to 5 minus 1, that is 4. So automatically one of the variable is y is equal to 2. You can substitute here and get the value of x as well. So putting the value in equation 3, I will be getting x is equal to 3. Right? I hope all the steps are clear. Even though this sum is lengthy, I think it is extremely easy. You just need to follow addition, subtraction, addition method. Final answer, x is equal to 3, y is equal to 2 is the solution of the given simultaneous equation, or 3, 2 is the solution. I hope all the steps of this lengthy sum is understood to you. Okay, so make a note of all this and we move on to the last question of the day today. I have particularly taken the same type, so you will revise this nicely. Again, as you can see here, cross terms are identical, 49 and 49, 57 and 57. Don't bother about the sign. Only terms you see. If the numbers are identical, you can use the method of ASA. Okay. So what is to be done? First I need to add these two equations. Equation 1 and equation 2. Adding, what are we going to get? 49 plus 57 is 106x. Minus 57 minus 49 is minus 106y. And when I add this two, it is 424. Okay. So throughout here also we can divide by 106. So it will be x minus y is equal to 4. Because 106 into 4 is 424. So one part of the sum is over. I have added it. Second part was subtraction. So we are going to subtract equation 2 from 1. So let us see that. Change the sign. When I subtract minus 57 plus 49. Yes. So 57 minus 49 is 8. Since this is a greater number 57 with a minus sign, it will be minus 8. Same thing here. Minus 57 plus 49. Again minus 8y. 172 minus 252. Again greater number is having minus sign. So minus 80. So everywhere you can see minus 8 and minus 8 common. So instead of dividing by 8, I better divide by minus 8. All these things you should understand on your own. See, if you divide by 8 also, it is not wrong. But in order to make the calculation easy or to get rid of this minus, so many minus signs are here, I better divide by minus 8. So what I will get? X plus y is equal to minus 80 upon minus 8. Minus minus getting cancelled. 80 upon 8 is 10. So I have got these two easy equations, equation 3 and 4. I come to the last part of the sum. Addition is over, subtraction is over. Now addition again. So adding equation 3 and 4, plus y minus y will get cancelled. X plus x is 2x, 4 plus 10 is 14. So automatically x will be equal to 7. One part of the variable, one part of the answer or the variable I have got. I need y also. So I can substitute either 3 in equation 3 or in equation 4 and get the value of y. I am going to substitute it equation number 4. Okay. So y will be equal to 3. I hope this type of sum is understood to you. Where cross terms are same, you need to follow the method of addition, subtraction and addition. So final answer, x comma y or 7 comma 3 is the solution of the given simultaneous equation. So in today's session, we have revised what we have already learned with a new type, that is ASA method also. Now today I will giving you few practice sums. Please do it and try to see how much you have understood in today's session. Practice set sums are the sums which I have not covered from the exercise. Yes, these are your practice sums. Okay, so I want you to do all these sums and be ready with it in the next session. With the remaining part of the chapter, I'll meet you in the next session. Thank you so much.